We listen and we do not judge. Last year was just layers, 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 layers. You're operating in your purpose, right? Exactly. Being out of my control, like not interested, very quick. Wedding coordinator, and then I didn't. Okay. My makeup started melting.
I'm looking for somebody I can call. Looking for the only one I can get my own. Tell me that it's true.
Before y'all even start talking shit, we listen and we do not judge. Why? I've been in my YouTube for, it's been so long, I honestly cannot even remember when's the last time I posted on YouTube. Okay, but I know it's been way too long. And people have been asking me to bring my YouTube channel back, and I have created a schedule. I'm getting my life together because last year was just, there was so many things that was happening. But we survived because a girl is going to push through, period. I believe in handling all your situations in life with grace. The way to go through life without grace and gratitude, okay? God, of course, but that's a gift. God is a part of every part of your life 24/7. But before we get into this video where I'm recapping everything that's happened, from me getting married, what's going on with my businesses, just to my upcoming goals for 2025. Before we get into while I'm curling my hair, as always, you know I'm going to be wearing my hairline. There's no other hairline that exists in my world. And honestly, I feel like you should only wear my hairline too, but I'll let you make the decision after you place your first order. Yes, I have a coupon code exclusive to YouTube. It's listed in the description box. Using my Kirstin S 2-inch curler for the price and the size, you really can't beat this curler. Now, yes, there are other 2-inch curlers that are on the market, and they may be different as far as the heat goes, but it goes up to 425 degrees. It actually gets hot like it's supposed to. And I mean, it's like $25, $26. I don't know. I put it on there, but it's super affordable, user friendly. You can pick this up at Target with no issues, and you're gonna get those big curls that you like. If you don't know, when you're curling your hair, as long as the curl is hot, it's continuing to form. But when you curl it and you just let the curl go, it is forming as it's falling. We want bouncy curls, we want volume, we want your hair to move with you wherever you go. Curling, you need to pin it and let it cool down, and then go into your styling. So layers, 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 layers. That has some to it, okay? You got to get layers. Now, this wig in particular, I am wearing a 5x5 closure wig from my hairline. This is the straight texture, and this originally was like a 24-inch wig, but I've cut it a few times, so now it's probably, I'll say, like around a 20-inch, and then I put long layers in it. So that's just because I like, you know, the sexy bedroom hair. Like, I just want it to move with me. I want to feel good. I want to look pretty, you know, like, I just don't want it to be boring. I guess I should say, who wants boring hair, you know? But anyways, it's first, because I'm starting my curls in the back. Thank you. I have my iPad right here to my right, and the time is 3:33 on the clock, and the number for support, and they are definitely supporting me and just like what I have going on, what my goals are for this year, my spiritual beliefs, and my spirituality. Say it a couple times with me. Spirituality. But anyways, faith, my belief in God. I'm just really tapping into my intuitive energies and my gifts that God has given me. And I just decided I'm no longer going to be hiding what God blessed me with. He gave me gifts, and He gave all of us gifts. And really, I hope that I can be an inspiration to other women out there. Stop hiding your gifts. Stop hiding what God blessed you with. He gave it to you for a reason. You have a purpose. There are things that you came here to do. And a lot of times we do not have success in life because we're too busy trying to go against what God already has planned for us. Like, He made the plan, He gave you the gift, He gave you the tools, He gave you the resources, He gave you the things that you need in order for you to succeed at this, and you're not using them. Self-doubt, whatever the case, these are the things that are holding you back from all that God has called you to be in your purpose. And you will see once you start doing what you were supposed to do, what you were meant to do, when you become aligned with your calling, things are going to look a lot different for you because you're operating in your purpose, right? Exactly. First, I had to take a social media break, a life break, a family break, a friend break, just everything. I had to take a break from everything. If it ain't about this household, I can't be concerned about it. Like, I literally had to take and pull my energy back from all the different places that I had it, because I was so drained. When they say you can't pour from an empty cup, because I had nothing left to give after as social as I was, as much time as I spent, like a second of every single day was consumed with something for either that wedding, myself, my family, just events, like things I had committed to that I probably shouldn't have committed to. And I feel like a lot of times, like, oh, I'm Superwoman, you could do everything if you just strategically like plan it out. But at the end of the day, like, you can only do so much. Like, you're only one person and you can only be pulled so many places. The thing that I had to do, which I started like around Christmas, was I just took a break. I needed a break. I stopped creating content, okay? And I just decided to consume instead of create. Just felt like so exhausted. Like, you could just be sitting there doing nothing. Just so exhausted. Like, my mind feels foggy. My body feels tired. Even though you're not doing anything physically at that second, it's just like you feel drained. And that's the moment when you realize I've given all I got. Okay, baby, it ain't nothing left. It was the worst. It was the least. It was the bottom of the barrel. Like, we got to the bottom of the cup and it was empty. So when you get to that point, it's like, okay, wait, I need to get my energy back. I need to reset. I need to pull it together. So after the wedding, which was in November, a destination wedding, mind you, at that, because everybody's like, oh, when you going on a honeymoon? Silly me, I just was like, oh, it'll probably be real soon, baby. No, I needed to have a vacation from the vacation at home by myself, not talking to anyone. I didn't attend but 1 or 2 family Christmas events, friend events. I missed all of those, and I just kind of honestly feel like if I miss one thing and I'm always showing up for you, like, you know what I'm saying, and that ruins our friendship, it's just gonna have to ruin our friendship, and that's just is what it is. Us operate in survival mode. We do what we gotta do. We show up to every single thing. We try to be the best friend, the best wife, the best mom, the best all of these things, right? But who are we if we're not any good for ourselves? And if you don't understand because you are abusive to your own self-care, then, I mean, it is what it is. You feel me? So I had to, starting at the end of 2024, our year even ended, I was like, you know what? New year, new me starts now, okay? I can't wait until January. I don't have anything left to keep me going until then. So, and that is something that I learned the hard way in 2024. The beautiful thing about having grace and gratitude and a positive perspective is that you see situations differently than a lot of people see them. And because of that, it just allowed me to see how much, like, I was able to grow, even in just such a challenging time where I had so much on my plate with family and the wedding and just everything that I had going on. Like, I still can find the beauty in the situations that I was faced with because beautiful things came of it. Like, my ability to pivot. I told y'all before, I'm a Virgo through and through. I am a September Virgo, okay? So perfectionist is like really being a perfectionist is like one of our qualities that is a good and a bad one. It's like, it's honestly a blessing and a curse. But because I was in a situation where I had to learn how to pivot because things were constantly changing and just being out of my control, like, that is one thing that I can say that 2024, with all of its challenges, like, really allowed me to learn how to do and do it flawlessly, if I might add. Now, baby, it ain't nothing. Whereas before I used to hate change, now I can roll with the punches easily. I feel like it really prepared me for everything that I was going to be changing coming up this year. And, like, it's super important that you form affirmations, that you have meditations, that basically, like, you just have the tools that you need in order for you to operate and think in a positive place. Because I really hate when people be like, oh, you know, they try to put their situation on you. Well, you're not you, they're not you, and you're not them. And how you handle a situation may be completely different than how they handle a situation. And some of the stuff that they went through, they were supposed to go through, period. That's their part of their story. That's what God had for them. And God never intended that for you. Just because it may seem like that's the same thing, it's really not. So don't get caught up in what other people have going on. Focus on your own journey and do what works for you, even if it seems unconventional. Like, do it your way. Make sure that you're straight so that way you can operate from a positive place. Remove the negative people that's in your life. They have a poverty mindset. you gotta limit your conversations with them, or you just don't talk to them about money, or you just, steer the conversation in a different direction, or just don't deal with them completely. Because if you know that it's like, oh, you had a poverty mindset, or you're going through a financial hard time and you could fall into a poverty mindset, you need to talk to people who have a positive relationship and thought process about money, so that way you're not being further drugged into that mindset, right? What are you seeing on your Instagram feed? What are you talking about? Are you praying about it? Like, my favorite button on Instagram literally is not interested. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I don't want you to show this to me on my feed. I don't want this to be a part of my day. I don't want my thoughts to be interrupted by whatever nonsense is going on, okay? Their mindset, their belief system, their tragedy, I don't want to see it. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to share energy with it. So, baby, I'm going to click not interested very quickly. Get that off my timeline. I don't want to see it. Get my cup back full. I needed to change the things that I was seeing on social media, who I was following, like what I was engaging with, get more aligned with the direction that I'm trying to go. Take all of the skills that I gained from constantly dealing with the challenges that I had to navigate, and just really be like, okay, where I'm at now, this is where I'm trying to go. How do I get here? What needs to change in my life in order for me to do that? One of the things that I really was trying to help people understand going into the new year is that a new year, time is just time, okay? But if the actions don't change, nothing else is going to change. It being a new year is not magically going to make anything happen different for you unless you make the choice to do things differently, okay? So you can honestly take your 2024 goals and make them your 2025 goals and add in a strategy behind it to achieve your goals in order for you to get to XYZ. Talk to ChatGPT. Tell it what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, where you at, and have it help you create a strategy. So I took my time off from social media, from family, from friends, to like really get everything together, organized. Like, I went through files that I've been holding on for years. I purged. I've given away so many clothes. I've given away furniture. I've given away like all of the stagnant energy, all of the different things that I'm holding on to that really don't serve me any purpose and that I don't even need. It's just almost like hoarding, except for it's not messy, of course, and it's not like you have an abundance of stuff, but you also are holding on to things that you do not need. So it's hoarding, in my opinion. So I refreshed my mindset, my life, and I made sure that me and my husband were in a space to where we could operate to our highest and best selves to align with the goals and where we're trying to go. So speaking of my husband, let's get into the wedding. I was overwhelmed after that wedding. I try not to speak bad on any businesses, but all I'm going to say is I had a wedding coordinator and then I didn't. Okay, so take from that what you will. And I honestly see why wedding coordinators charge as much as they do, because for the amount of work that goes into planning a wedding, the different moving parts. Like, baby, I was in a meeting every single day with somebody else, rather, especially because it was destination, rather it was from the actual resort, or rather it was from, the actual, like, different things like the cake person, the XYZ. And I actually enjoy event planning and actually do really well at it. But I will say that being destination added a different layer that I wasn't quite prepared for, especially with everything that I had going on in my life. Turned out beautiful. I had over 50, 60, 75 family members and friends come out and support us in Montego Bay, Jamaica. We stayed at the GRWM resort, and we got married at, where is my venue name? How did I forget? So y'all, I had to just like separate myself and my thoughts from the wedding because it consumed so much of my time that once it was over, I was happy. I'm married. That's my husband. But baby, I was relieved as well. It's full transparency, because I feel like a lot of people do not like really, they don't really tell you how stressful weddings are. Everybody makes it seem like, oh, it's going to be the best time of your life. It's going to be the best and the worst time of your life. Kind of similar to me, like buying a house. Like, I mean, it's not the same, but I will say that buying a house is a great investment, a good thing for people to do. But I also will tell my buyers, like, as I'm a real estate agent, if y'all don't know, I'm a real estate agent and developer. But like, I tell my buyers all the time, like, this is going to be like one of the hardest things you've ever had to do in your life. It's going to be a very, very long process. It's going to be overwhelming, but it's absolutely 100% worth it. So that's how I feel about the wedding. Like, I will say that that people who elope, it's still the best day of their life, and they just save themselves some stress. I don't see anything wrong with eloping. It's way less expensive, it's way less time consuming, you still got the same result, and yeah, you just go on about your day, do it. So because Jamaica is a country where if you're getting married there, you have to be there a certain amount of days before, you have to do a certain amount of things. I think like you have to do a blood test to make sure that you're not relatives, and you actually have to do that in some states in the United States. Indiana, actually, you do not have to do that. Indiana is apparently one of the easiest states to get married in. Jamaica had all of these requirements. It was just it would have been a lot of paperwork on the backside too if we did the legal marriage in Jamaica. We got married in Indy first, and then we went to Jamaica already married and just did our wedding ceremony there. Like, it was so easy. Like, literally, you get up, you can go downtown, or you can file the paperwork online, you submit it. We walk down on Market Street, and there's a lot of places down there because it's down there by the county building that will marry you, you know, on the spot. It's probably like $100 or something like that. Went up there into the office, and you know, he asked us a few questions. We didn't need any witnesses to sign and say that, you know, they were here and present while we got married, but they did ask us questions just like, you know, just to see like how long we've been together, kind of see like why we were getting married and different things like that. At the time, I had my ring but didn't have my band, and then he didn't have his ring yet, so they gave us ring pops. It was a fun, easy experience, and I think, of course, that you can get as elaborate or as minimal as you want to when it comes to eloping. Either way, it's such a smooth, easy process. Before we went to Jamaica, that was easy, that was fun, and it was such a peace of mind too. It's like, I think when you think of weddings, it's like, okay, it's so much anxiety and things that come with it because it's such a big day, and you want everything to be perfect because it's like you don't want to mess up this moment when you and the person that you love are like committing yourselves to each other. But when you're already married, it's kind of like, no matter what happens today, we're already married. You know, we already had that intimate moment. And honestly, one of my friends suggested that we do it that way before the wedding ceremony, even if we weren't getting married in Jamaica. And that was some of the best advice that I received, which was to just elope prior to your actual ceremony. And when I say the peace of mind that came from that, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Because when I tell you the day of, I don't care what nobody says, nothing goes to plan. It still will be beautiful, but nothing goes to plan, in my opinion. I feel like, you know, it's just so many moving factors and so many things to consider. And even though I would consider the day perfect, it still didn't go to plan. I love my family and friends because they really showed out for me. Like, a lot of my family and friends had to travel throughout the year because I had my bridal shower, I did my bachelorette party in Houston, which was the turn up. Okay, baby, we party all weekend. I love Houston. It's a good time. It's actually like one of the places that I would relocate to. Okay, so Montego Bay, we stayed at the GRWM Resort, which they say it's a 4 or 5 star. I'm not gonna say that it's a 4 or 5 star, but I've actually seen, I guess it's a 4 or 5 star for Montego Bay. Let me say that. Okay. Some of the other countries I've been to, I wouldn't consider it a 4 or 5 star, maybe like a 3 star. But I love that with the GRWM, they had so many room options. So like, there were a lot of people that were coming, like my cousins and family members and stuff and friends that they're not in relationships and they wanted to stay together. And the GRWM offers like 2 and 3 bedroom options. I actually booked the 3 bedroom, I'll insert the video, but I booked the 3 bedroom penthouse suite, and it was absolutely a wonderful experience. Like, oh my god, which was honestly perfect just because like the wedding stuff that we brought with us, because again, I told you I didn't have no event coordinator, so it was a lot of things that I had to travel with. And shout out to my family because they helped me get it there. Spacious. Even after our wedding, we were able to host pretty much everybody in the room. Some people were still in their rooms. They didn't make it up there. They was tired, but we were pretty much able to host everybody in the penthouse suite. We did cake in there. We had music. We was playing spades. Like, it was a really, really good time. So I did like that, and that was one of the reasons why we went with that resort. That and the perks, because book so many rooms, they give you perks back. And so that was one of the things that I really liked, was that after so many rooms, I think it was after 10 rooms, you get the 11th room free, which is they're going to credit you the amount of that room back. A lot of different options and different price points for everybody. So like if you wanted a budget friendly option, you had that. If you want to go all out, you had that option as well. And I love that they had like the amenities that they had on site. So like they had a state-of-the-art spa, which the GRWM Resort actually has the best spa. It's been voted the best spa in Jamaica. Now, it was just so much going on that I said I'm just going to go back so that way I can enjoy the spa. I did get to take a tour of it, so that's my excuse for going back. The variety of room options, the amenities, and then the perks that we got from having a huge room block there. That's what made me choose the GRWM Resort. And I honestly don't regret it. I think it was a good choice, especially for the price point. And the availability and just all the things that came with it. Consider it a 5-star, 4-star like they say that it is? No, I would not. But that's just me being transparent, okay? And that's why, because I keep running my mouth and not looking at this one piece of curl. Is this thing on? No, that's why it's not curly, because the thing that cut off. You know, would I recommend the GRWM? Yes, but if you're looking for that 5-star quality, I'm going to say no. If you're more concerned with the perks and amenities, then yes, I would say for you to use that as a room block for wedding, event, whatever, you know. I'm going to let these curls cool down, especially this last one I just put in. It's very hot, and of course, like I said, I want them to keep their shape. But anyways, getting into the wedding. So, you know, I'm a girly girl. I love pink. So my wedding colors were shades of blush pink and then shades of red. So it was given Valentine's Day, and against the tropic palm trees of Jamaica, the greenery, like it just really popped. It looked really good, and it turned out beautiful. It felt romantic. It was a vibe. Like, I loved it. And of course, I was marrying my husband, so that was already just like a beautiful thing. And black love is a beautiful thing. Love faces a different set of challenges than maybe some others have to experience, and so to be able to be on one accord and get married, that's a beautiful thing. And I'm glad that I was able to experience that God saw that fit for me. So it was a beautiful hot day, okay, because Jamaica is hot, y'all. I don't know why I thought that I should get married in Jamaica on a hot ass humid environment in the middle of the day. My hair, my curls start falling, like my makeup started melting, like it was so hot, y'all. But I probably would not do it again outside, but it is what it is. I had a good time and it turned out beautiful, so it just, you know, that's what it is. But yeah, it was hot as fuck, y'all. It was so hot, like it was so hot. And I had all my guests wear black, which is a vibe, okay? If you were getting married, even though it's like, and I literally sent this out on the invitation and everything, I'm like, wear all black. No patterns, no polka dots, no stripes, because baby, when I tell you, people's interpretation of all black, everybody's interpretation is so different. It's like, black is black, all black is all black. And so what are we missing when I say black? Literally, one of my aunties, her husband, she brought him something black or whatever, and it had like a little logo that was maybe red or something on it. And she's like, is this okay? Or if not, I'm gonna put some black tape over it. And it was super small, so I was like, no, it ain't no problem, you know. But you will have that person that's like, oh, the suit is black and red pinstriped or some odd shit, a checkered. Like, you literally will have those people. And I told my people, because I got married off site from the resort that we were staying at, like, okay, so I had to bus all my family and friends over to the venue. And I told them, I'm like, anybody that does not have on all black, they're not getting on the bus. Okay, you're not coming if you do not have on all black. Y'all not, people, we spend way too much money on pictures and just like setting the scene and just really wanting your wedding, the vision that you have for it to go a certain way, for you to be sitting over here in bright orange or just something that clashes. So I feel like all black, it looks good on black people. It's good for all body types. It is a little hot in Jamaica because I also told them that they need to come dressed. Like, I think that everybody's interpretation too of like the different styles of dress. Like if I say business formal, business casual, if I say cocktail attire, like everybody takes everything differently. So I was like, okay, I need for you to dress like you are going somewhere that you would like to look fashionable. So fashionably black, okay? However you put that together, make it fashionable and black, okay? And they all did pretty good, but you have to clarify because everybody's interpretation is just so different, and everybody looked good and they look like they had somewhere to be. I mean, you came all the way out the country to a wedding. Why would you want to look like what you be looking like when you sitting at home on Friday? Or type of person that I don't believe in being overdressed. I'm not the friend or family member that's like, oh, I don't want you to wear that because you're going to outshine me. No, I want you to put your best foot forward. I want for you to look as good as you possibly can. Why would you even want to be surrounded by people who look a mess, who are not putting any effort into what they're wearing? I just think it's an insecurity if you don't want other people around you to look good. My dress, I got my dress from Southern Europe, which is called Kosovo. Hana Bridal, shout out to them. My dress was custom made. All of the beading, the flowers, everything that was on my train was all handmade, and it just was absolutely beautiful. Okay, I love them. They did a good job. My measurements were right. We actually did like a virtual consultation where they helped me to take my measurements, and my mom was there. She was taking my measurements, and when I tell you it fit like a glove, it fit like it was supposed to. I didn't have any problems or need any extra alterations. So my husband's suit, which was made to match my dress as well, because baby, we are one. You feel me? We are one. His was made in India. It's a suit designer that's in India, and everything, you know, hand stitched, added onto the fabric, and just really made very well. Now, it did come from India, and he was very prompt. He communicated well, and he did a good job, and together it was just a beautiful combination. This clips it out. Okay, oh, here we go. I had my song list, my playlist, and when I just say everything and everybody was beautiful, so I'm going to eventually just piece by piece be sharing that. I know everybody's new question is like, oh, y'all gonna have some babies. I'm over 30. I know that geriatric age is 35, so I'm planning on it. I know that I don't have a lot more time to wait, but getting into my theme for 2025 is my selfish era. I've given so much to so many other people. I've given so much to businesses. I've given so much that, again, I told y'all I depleted myself. And so right now I'm just focused on me and enjoying my first year of marriage, enjoying where I'm going in my life and in my businesses, and just really, if it ain't about me, us, or business, I just don't give a fuck. And it's time just to be a little bit more selfish before I have the responsibility that is lifelong of being a parent. Hopefully me and God are on the same page with that, and he don't spring a little baby over here before I'm ready. But it is in the plans. So getting into 2025, my selfish era, the villain era, everything is about me. Yes, I am a wife now, and I have that role to play, but outside of that, I'm still jazzed. I always want to be myself, no matter what other things come into my life. I'm a firm believer that being a wife should be in addition to being yourself. Being a mom should be in addition to being yourself. Being a business owner should be in addition to being yourself. And establishing clear boundaries and just kind of like getting a balance in your life, so that way you can be all of these things at once without being overwhelmed. The soft girl era and getting to the bag can coexist. Two truths can exist at the same time. So that's what I'm working on moving into 2025. You're gonna see a lot about self-development, growth, of course my beauty content, my home content, my favorite finds, and just things of that nature, but also really just like balancing out what my life looks like and making it to where it's digestible. Okay, my hair is done. It's just very big curls, very soft. Honestly, I'm gonna spray this with some of my favorite spray, just to keep those curls a little bit longer, because it doesn't make it crunchy, but it's gonna hold it in place. Soft, sexy, everyday hair, honestly, you know. And this is typically how I like it. It's easy to maintain. I put like 4 rollers in it at night, and of course, again, it's great hair. So make sure that you click the link in the description box. Make sure to subscribe because I'm here, I'm back, and we're gonna be talking about all kind of stuff. We're gonna be shopping together, we're gonna be living life together. I'm gonna be showing y'all how I'm getting organized and just like keeping on track with my goals for the year, how I'm making my life better, easier, managing my tasks better. So make sure to tune in.